one person that'll be watching all of these religiously. Back with more. I can't remember when I last left. I'm kind of just not feeling the game that much. Like, it's not bad, it's just, it's kind of like, eh. Because with most games, if one part of the department is lacking, the other one makes up for it. But there's not too many great things about the game. Someone recently pointed out to me, which I kind of agree with this, a lot of these aren't actually, like, they're armor, but they're all, like, poncho type armors. They all, like, are ponchos. And I started looking at them more and more, and, like, they are ponchos. Like, all of them are ponchos. That one's less of a poncho, but it still has, like, the poncho feel. Like, this is a poncho. That's just straight up a poncho. Like, but, like, I understand what they're saying, and I feel it, too. And then, yeah, the armor's not that good. The combat gets boring kind of fast. And then, the self-help dialogue, or like the HR in the room type dialogue, I noticed it a lot. And it is kind of just, fuck. It's not, like, the coolest. It's like, I wish they talked more like human beings and less like Rook is, a head counselor for an AA meeting. You know? And they're, like, all there because they used to drugs, or, like, they used to drink, and now their Rook is helping them get through it. It's like, they're very supportive of each other. And, like, it's just, not even that they're supportive of each other, it's just the way they talk. The way their supportive talk is. Like, yeah, you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. That's why we gotta work together, and we take things on. And then they're like, yeah, I guess I can do that. That sounds really good. I guess you have a point. And it's like, no, they don't feel natural. They feel like they're in a meeting with their friends, and there's a HR person over them, and they're like, you gotta stay professional about this.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
Yeah. I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varrett, too, right here in Docktown.
Take it away. I'm ready for the full tour.
We've been here before.
Ah, the tour where I get to look around and not chase cultists or fight demons.
Wouldn't that be something? Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too. All right, let's go.
So, before Varric, before the Shadows, you worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing. The X to do anything is very...
Keep an eye out for paper sellers.
Oh, hello, man.
We'll start on the north side of Lower
The X to do everything is kind of
Don't worry.
upsetting.
I'm paying. Let's get started.
Like, for example, if I want to talk to somebody or pick up an item, I have to press X. Which, guess what? This is the jump button, so sometimes you're trying to spam it, pick up a lot of items at the same time, and you just start jumping.
A missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
Another rebellion?
So most of the time you work...
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
What about this?
Oh shit, I found you.
Okay, The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Nev.
Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks. I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is it something you're buying, my friend?
Rook. And not unless you deal in poison.
Me? You got the wrong guy. Although I could get you a name. What about you, Nev? You're not here for poison.
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a Thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been
I also
war in
feel like
Docktown.
Nev's
Boss says it's under
personality
control.
and the type of
Between us,
environment she grew up in
I
are
don't
kind
like
of
it.
completely
Then it's worth
different.
keeping an eye on.
Like, I
you
wouldn't
hear
expect
anything-
somebody so proper
So
and
you.
kind of snobby to act like this. I mean, to, like, someone who's kind of
You know a
proper and
member of the
snobby
Thread Crime Syndicate.
come
Personally.
from
Don't tell me you're surprised.
a place of mistrust and thievery and,
With
you
you?
know,
I
Dogtown
thought surprise
is what
was a
they're,
given.
you know,
Careful.
what they make it out to seem.
Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right, come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
You've lived in Docktown your whole life.
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
You've been an investigator for a while.
It's not a short story.
You've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
And that's how you stay out of trouble?
No, but it's the best shot you've got.
The best cereal in Min Rathas. The latest chapter is here.
We'll take one.
One of Belle's
Circle
cereals.
District gossip.
Great.
Read the latest.
You know, Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be fun. I should have said no.
The real news
Paper.
in Docktown.
Thanks.
Get it here.
Another thing
I think we've got enough.
that this just doesn't make too much sense with.
Now I'm starving.
We're just a bunch of random
Best
nobodies
place in the
that
city.
he found on the street, and we're not committed to this. It's not like we know Solus, it's not like we know Varric. We have not much commitment to anyone in the group, or even really what's going on. And I understand that the world is in danger, but like, we are random people. We don't have any special ability. Well, we have some special abilities, but like, she grew up on the streets of Dogtown. She's a part of some sort of criminal underhood. I'm part of
The
an
lighthouse
assassin
doesn't
guild.
have this.
And another girl that's up in our group is just some random time jumper. Like we're none of us are qualified for
We've got
this.
places to be.
Why the fuck would we stick together and do this? Like, I can't understand a story like that where it's like a bunch of underqualified people have to band together to do it, but they don't set it up good enough to where it makes it seem like that they feel like they need to.
Fish won't eat itself.
And there's no like pushback or pullback or anything like that. It's just yeah, they're together now, all of them.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
But like, I don't know, because like nothing. Harding, Nev, and my character Rook did not know each other beforehand. Varric is currently out of commission, and they did what they were told to do, which was to stop the ritual. why are they now doing this? This doesn't seem like a them type job.
Joining Varric.
And like I said, none of them have commitments to each other where it's like, I think we should stick through this and do it out. They're all like, dude, I met you just now, but I've known you for 20 minutes and you got me hurt. I'm just gonna stick with you. I'm gonna get this done.
I'm the same way, taking jobs that go wrong. I'm basically a walking disaster.
So you're saying I'm a disaster?
I'm saying you're not alone.
Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt. Petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day. Getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
We, got in over our heads, didn't we?
Same old story.
The gods weren't a twist?
I've seen worse.
Then I'm glad you stuck around.
Misery loves company.
See, I kind of like this real quick. Well, not real quick. I just kind of like this because it's like a, you know, they just acknowledge the one thing I was complaining about. But still, it just does not seem like it's a them type issue. That did not convince me that she felt like she wanted to stay in this group. It didn't feel very compelling. It just kind of felt like she needs to be here, so she's here. Because that's what the story wants. There's no convincing her. There was no, like, dude, you gotta stay. They don't even know me. And they're putting all of their trust and faith in me because they knew Varric for 6 months. And Varric was like, I trust him. Which, at that point, why do they trust Varric that much? They've known him for less than... They haven't even known him for a year. It's a random guy that hired them for a job. Yeah, I can understand a little bit why Varric trusts Rook. Because, why Rook trusts Varric. Because in the lore, or, you know, when I was inspecting all my items and stuff, and every time I talk to Varric, we've been traveling together for those 6 months. They haven't. Harding and Nev have not been traveling with Varric. They have been informants. He was waiting to meet them. Both people, which, if in case, you know, the whole lore thing makes sense, where, well, not, like, the lore is true and there's no plot holes, that means he has either have known Harding beforehand, or recruited Harding along the way, same thing with Nev, and never introduced Rook to them. And then out of nowhere, they pop up in the one spot where they have to take Solus down, and they introduce them to Rook. I don't know. And like I said, like, I don't know what Harding is. Let me go check the little companion dialogue real quick. So Harding is an associate, just a fucking associate. Nev is a Mitharos contact. She's a contact in a criminal underworld. Why the fuck does she feel like she needs to be involved in this? This is like to kill gods. Like it doesn't, like in Baldur's Gate, they had a good reason. They had tadpoles in their brain, and guess what? They all had to remove the tadpoles. They're all on the ship, and they're all connected through the tadpole, and they want to remove the tadpole so they don't become mind flayers. So in a way, they are all connected and bonded together. One, not only just through the tadpole that's in their eyes that connect them to each other and allow them to see each other's memories, but the fact that they want to survive, and the only way they can feasibly survive is staying together, because they're all in the same boat and none of them have turned, while others have turned. So that must mean something is of amiss, and as you go through it, you guys start growing a bond and a relationship, and eventually you get to Act 2, where you're 20 or 30 hours into the game already, and it feels like they belong together as a group. You guys feel like a group and as in a party now. And now you're learning that there's a god that you have to kill. At that point, it's like, it feels right. It feels like it's deserved that they would stick together to kill to kill this god. And they have more reasons to, other than just, well, I knew this guy, and yeah, fucking Astarion has nowhere to go. He is a vampire who is forcibly turned or whatever by the. I didn't do a story quest, Astarians, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm barely. But at least what's her name? My favorite one, Karlach. Karlach has a burning furnace inside of her, and she's going to blow up and fucking die. So, and if she's gonna do anything, she wants to right the wrongs she did for serving her master, and that is if she can save the world. Or Will, that has no purpose in life anymore because his little Boothang, he betrayed her for all-knowing knowledge, and now she threw him out. So he is one slowly dying because of the little thingy in his chest that'll make you go kaboom if he doesn't get enough magical energy, which eventually that does get solved in Act 2, where his little Boothang calms it down and then tells him to blow himself up next to an enemy. Next to the Skull Man. I forgot his name. Thorn. General Thorn. And that, that right there, that makes sense for both of them. They both have nothing to live for anymore, and they feel pointless and useless, and they've now find a family, and their family is threatened by one of the gods. You even fucking kill one in Act 2, now I think about it. You kill Merkel. Well, you kill a projection of Merkel, but that's still killing Merkel in my opinion.
I am Jowin Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt.
But it's just like, in here, Harding knew Varric, and Varric wanted to stop Solus's. Okay, to be fair though, he did say that Harding was helped with the Inquisition.
Sounds brazen, even for an Antivan crow.
Do you know what the Antom do to prisoners? Those people needed saving, and I didn't have time to ask for permission.
So I'm interested
whatchamacallit?
in how an Antivan killer for hire
They
unleashed the Blight.
They worked with the Inquisition, but I still feel like this would be out of Harding's control. Nev, I'm pretty sure he met Nev along the way with Rook at some point and picked her up. She definitely shouldn't be here. I understand the other guy, the guy that has spite inside of him. I kind of forgot his name because we just helped him and saved him, and now he has a debt to repay, which the Crows never, with the contract and stuff.
I think unleashed is a little strong.
And then the elf chick, she has no reason to be here. Not a single one. She literally said, "Okay, let me fix your portals," and that was it. She came here to fix our magical stuff and all of the artifacts. Not once did she ever have a reason to stay to fight a god. To fight two gods.
I am here because of the Blight.
It's no fairy tale. When we stopped Solus, something got out. According to the Veil Jumpers, it was the elven gods Elgranon and Gillenane. And they're not just evil, they're blighted. The point is that the gods are making the blight worse. Demeda's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I am deadly serious.
I don't have time to sit here and stroke your ego. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming, and they're bringing the Blight with them.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without you causing confusion with your deranged conspiracy theories. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941 Dragon. The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
Everyone knows Warden Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Are you prepared to risk the security of the Grey Wardens for this deluded boy?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very little about the security of the Grey Wardens.
Stay away from the Blight, and do not pester the Grey Wardens with any more of your nonsense.
He seems upset. Was it something I said?
Whew, that was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis, at your service. A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Mivaris Talani? Of the Shadow Dragons?
The very same.
I think we made an enemy of the First Warden today. Well, more you than me. He just thinks I'm a dangerous idiot.
Ha! Enemy? I've ignored greater men. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the Wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
But yeah, no, like, I don't see why this group is a group and why they're sticking together. Especially since either, one, none of them knew Rook beforehand. So, I fucking hate this. So, like, why would Rook stay? I mean, not Rook. Why would they stay with Rook if they don't know him? Two, most of them, if not, just all but one, don't know who Varding is. So, Varric, I'm sorry, Varric. I think throughout this time I've been saying his name completely wrong, but Varric. Only one knew Varric, that was Harding, for a very long time. Nev only knew him for a little bit until she got contacted. I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the game they say she only knew him for 6 months, as well as me only knowing him for 6 months. So it doesn't make sense why they would stay. It really doesn't. And most of them are not qualified.
Looks like we're doing this.
The combat's not that bad. It's pretty fun and enjoyable. But if I don't start getting some new stuff soon to play around with, it's gonna get pretty boring.
Hitting us from range.
I don't know, I just wish that they took a little bit more care with the story.
Good work, everyone.
I know I didn't have the first 20 minutes of the game uploaded as a video, but Rook does in fact meet all of them for the very first time in the very beginning of this game, which is when they're there to stop Solus. I also just don't understand why Varric, or Varric, put me in as the guy that is second in command, when he has Harding, and Harding has known him much, much, much longer than I have.
Till next time.
It just doesn't make too much sense to me. I'll have to return to the lighthouse, okay. You know, it's like it's putting a damper on the video game a little bit. I'm kind of not feeling the game as much as I used to. It just doesn't make too much sense to me. A lot of it, at least. Not sense, but like it just I just don't see them having a good reason to stick together and actually fight a god. You think they would leave that to more capable people who actually have known each other for longer? Well, let me just go to the companion tree real quick. This bitch right here, Valar, just showed up, and she's just knowledgeable in magic. That is it. She has no connection to the gods or anything like that, other than her homeworld will be destroyed. But she does not have the capabilities of fighting anything like that or anything like that. Harding knew him for a little bit, but still, I feel like this is a bit out of her league. Lucanus, just some random fucking dude we just met, and he has a debt to repay us. But I feel like any sane man, no matter of moral code, would go, "You want me to kill a god?" No. And Nev has known us for like what 3 days? No, just same amount of days as everyone else other than Balar and Lucanus. She's known us as long as Harding has known us, but she knew Varric even less, and she's definitely not, you know, qualified for this job. Maybe Lucanus is because he's a super awesome, amazing assassin with a demon inside of him. That seems like that's someone who would be up for the task of this, but Harding is just a normal ranger person that was an associate of the Inquisition that helped them out every now and then. Balar is a veil jumper that's very knowledgeable of magical items, and Nev is just a underworld contact. She's a criminal contact, nothing that special, nothing that great. She grew up in the streets of a criminal underworld, and she just knows people. So, that was her only purpose, was to getting us in certain places to allow us to stop the Soulless Ritual. That was it. That was her only purpose. There. It wasn't to fight or do anything like that. It was to find us, to get us in, to smuggle us in. That was it. That was it. Why is she still here? I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Not gonna lie, I don't really want to play this game anymore after my poop. So, I'm out, team.